Plato said the beginning is the most important part of the work. Robert Greeley said, grand strategy is the art of looking beyond the present battle and calculating ahead. Focus on your ultimate goal and plot to reach it. Hi, I am Juan Navarro, this is Advanced Quality Programs, and I invite you to explore the quality philosophies to apply them to our lives. Today we are going to talk about the definition of a problem as the beginning of the path of quality. Problem solving is considered to be one of the most complex intellectual functions, and it is defined as a high-level cognitive process. Problem solving has been present since the beginning of human evolution. The term problem is used in almost all disciplines of human activity with different perspectives and terminologies. Examples are everywhere. It is a mental process in psychology, a computerized process in computer science, an intriguing process in science, a demonstrative process for mathematics, a work process for business. Psychology classifies problems in two types. Problems that are poorly defined or undefined, where we group all of those that do not have clear objectives or clear solution perspective. And two, well-defined problems, where we group those that have specific and clearly defined objectives. Thank you, Masters of Psychology, for this illumination. The social sciences explain problem solving as a condition necessary to achieve a definitive goal. It is a process that goes from a present condition to a complex logic sequence to find the missing conditions to achieve a desired state. This difference between the present condition and the desired condition is essential for discovering the path of quality. We said in the previous podcast that it is important to clearly define and describe a problem or area of opportunity in the most detailed way possible. For success of our strategy, it is decisive to know the initial requirements clearly and precisely. This way, the objective will be well defined according to scope and importance. We also said that to understand the difference between the current state and the desired state is necessary to emphasize the contrast between expectations and reality. Success in the path of quality depends almost completely on the efficiency of this step. To emphasize this point, please allow me to use one of the quotes from Steve Jobs, one of the gurus of today's popular culture, and it is as follows. If you define a problem properly, you almost have the solution. To define a problem, we need additional concepts. The concept of a deviation. A deviation could be explained as the difference between the should be and the it is. We then have a problem when there is a difference between a should be in a specific situation and or actual desired situation. I should have a lot of money, but I don't. It should be working by now, but it doesn't. The magnitude of a deviation will then be equal to the magnitude of the problem, and therefore, the greater the deviation, the greater the problem. To define the problem, we will then simply use a series of questions that explain this difference based on the it is and it is not, doing the detective job as follows. What object or defect is? What could be, but it is not? Where? In the object. In which location? Where could it be, but it is not? When? First occurrence and frequency. It could have been, but it is not. How much? Few, many? How much could it be, but it is not? So maybe let us try to explain this sequence using pain as an example. It hurts. What? The arm. What kind of pain? Burns. It could be in both arms, but it is just the right one. Where? On the elbow. At school for the first time. It could have been the whole arm, but it is local, and it could be hurt before, but it started at school. When? Since I fell, and since then. It could have been before, but it is not. How much? Much. Very intense. Focused. It could have been at lapses, but it is constant. So the description of my problem would be a burning, constant pain focused on the elbow of the right arm only. It hurts since I fell at school and only since then. Now, do you remember Steve Jobs' phrase? Just think about it. And here one more insight. The first position that a quality engineer has on his career path is the position of quality inspector. You can imagine the reason for that. This week I challenge you to review your statement from last week and go through the same questions above. Build a table like the one I presented, then you can write down your answers, check if your statement is better now. Keep this in mind for the next week to continue to explore the path of quality together in the next edition. This was all for this edition. If you like the video, hit like. I will thank all your comments and your subscription to the channel. I leave you with a phrase from Isaac Newton. Nature is pleased with simplicity, and nature is not doing. So, see you next week, and don't forget to hit the bell.